So thank you, everyone, and welcome for being here today. We're here to participate in democracy. There's so much hard work that goes on behind the scenes to keep our community functioning, and you have contributed. While the UCP fight with each other and other parties remain pretty invisible, the members of Calgary-Klein have managed to find 3 amazing candidates for this race. And I want to thank all of you as well as all of our amazing candidates. And in alphabetical order, Heather Eddy, Maddie McMillan, and Marilyn North Peigan. Every one of these women would be exceptional candidates, and I'm so sorry that we can't have all 3 of them. They're all winners. I'm the candidate for Calgary Varsity, and I had the privilege of being nominated in June of last year, and it really was a wonderful experience, and I know that it will be the same here, and the team that you'll have to work with is absolutely stunning and amazing and super organized. So you'll be able to get right off the bat running. I'm going to stop there and turn this over to Nicola Yule, who is going to give the land acknowledgement.
The Calgary-Klein Constituency Association is committed to truth and reconciliation, including the white goose flying calls to action here in Calgary. So in the spirit of reconciliation, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional territories of the peoples of Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot First Nation tribes of Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Stoney Nakoda First Nation tribes of Chiniki, Bearspaw, Wesley, and the Tsuut'ina First Nation. The city of Calgary is also homeland to the historic Northwest Métis and Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. Thank you all for being here today.
Not so good at this job. Okay, now I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker today, which is Joe Ceci, who is the MLA. Now, where did Joe go? He's disappeared. Okay. Who is one of our very well-known, prestigious MLAs from Calgary, and a beer lover. So, a prestigious beer lover and MLA. So I'm going to ask Joe to come up and say a few words.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here, and good evening to all of you. As many of you know, well, you just said my name, Joe Ceci, MLA for Calgary-Buffalo. I want to begin by acknowledging, thank you, Nicola, for that land acknowledgement. I'll just quickly say the same thing. Not quickly, I will acknowledge the same thing, that we're gathered here today on the terrace listening to experts, listening to community leaders to build a plan for a stronger Alberta. And part of that plan is to invest in strong communities like Calgary. For us, those goals are guided by the values set out under our economic blueprint that's taking shape at albertasfuture.ca. Those include good jobs for all Albertans. This is a huge priority for Alberta's NDP, and will create more jobs and ensure an inclusive recovery for all through economic diversification. This will also include advancements in our energy sectors, like our goal to reach net zero emissions by 2050 and expansion into new forms of energy, like hydrogen and geothermal. Secondly, ensuring the generations coming up have all the necessary advantages we can provide. That includes accessible, affordable, and quality childcare. Alberta's NDP is committed to advance a national child care agreement by making sure families are seeing lower fees faster and spaces that are staffed and available for every family that needs it. We'll make sure to scrap the UCPs. It said scrape. I thought it said scrape, but it's scrap and scrape. Sure, we're going to scrap the UCP's backwards K. You bet. And that our children have a modern curriculum to help prepare them for a really bright future. Plus, we need timely and affordable access to skills training through post-secondary education. There's going to be no more cuts under the NDP, no more tuition hikes under the NDP, no more brain drain under the NDP. We will support the post-secondary institutions that forge our future leaders. Also, we need to invest in our public healthcare system so that you can go see a doctor and know that an ambulance will come when you need it. No more picking fights with doctors and no more picking fights with nurses. Part of our plan is to ensure the province has a plan to support small businesses. They're our biggest local economic drivers and struggled to keep their doors open during the pandemic and keep our province moving. We need to ensure that they can thrive as the province recovers from the pandemic and that Alberta continues to be an attractive places to move to and open businesses. Lastly, we know that the costs are piling up for Albertans, so Alberta's NDP is committed to making sure your household budget is inflation-proof by fixing the income tax system and the government benefit programs that are tied to inflation, putting more money back into your pockets. And that is just the start. Alberta's NDP and our leader, Rachel Notley, are building a foundation where we can build a stronger Alberta where no one is left behind. And all Albertans now and in
everything and doing a fantastic job. Of course, the Calgary-Klein executive is very active, very committed, and anybody who wants to get involved in Calgary-Klein is going to find that tremendous people already working here and you can join in. I'd particularly like to thank Bruce Kaufman, the president, because he did a lot of the behind-the-scenes work and he wasn't able to be here today. So, moving to the ballot count. We had 6 hours of the polling station being open today, and then we got to the count room. I'd like to thank Garrett Spellacy and 3 scrutineers who were in the, and our goal in the count room was to make sure that we had an accurate count of the ballots, and at the end of our 40 minutes or so, we all agreed that we had the accurate count. Now, in terms of the results, we have a very clear winner, and I'd like to congratulate and announce that the NDP's candidate for election in Calgary-Klein will be Marilyn North Peigan. And so not only do I want to congratulate Marilyn, but I want to congratulate the other 2 candidates, Maddie McMillan and Heather Eady. Please, a round of thanks. And everyone's contribution to the democratic process in Calgary-Klein is very much appreciated. And congratulations, Marilyn. Thank you.
So Marilyn, why don't you come up here and tell us what you think about this. And congratulations. I'm not going to touch you because I have a cold.
No worries. Well, thank you, everybody. This has been a very stressful time for especially a lot of the team members and my fellow candidates coming to today. So, Uki, hello. And good afternoon, and thank you everyone here and all those watching, and all the volunteers who have worked so hard at the polls today. Thank you to Luann, and thank you to Nicola for your land acknowledgement, and to all our special guests in attendance. Those who have supported me, And I would really want to thank the candidates that stepped up and put your name forward. It's been such a tremendous honor to be in a category with such, such talent like Maddie, and those things mean the most to me, and Heather as well, who has been amazing in the community. So that's actually what paved the way for me is by stepping up with strong women in these categories. And to my wonderful volunteers, oh my goodness, I depended so much on my volunteers throughout this campaign, and just having that ability to have confidence in such a strong team, it's made all the difference in working up to where we are today. I was going to go ahead and provide another land acknowledgement, but I heard two today, which were really awesome. I think the only thing I would add to that is, I'm pretty, I like the personal touch to land acknowledgements, and I'm always the person that says we need a framework, but we need to build on that land acknowledgement. We want it to be an affirmation. We want people to own the land and to know that they are all treaty people, which is why I state that, it shouldn't be a script. It should come from the heart, because we need to acknowledge that we're all here on Treaty 7 territory. The reason why I say this is because this is my ancestral land. Mohkinsis is my home, and Calgary-Klein is where my wonderful daughter was born and raised. I have been lucky to call Calgary and Calgary-Klein my home for many years. After my post-secondary and my military experience, this was the first home for me. We are a diverse, multicultural area, full of strong, resilient Calgarians from all places and walks of life, who are committed to helping one another and making Alberta's future brighter, starting right here in Calgary-Klein. I know that the communities that make up Calgary-Klein are special to so many of you. And I know that our communities here can thrive under a government led by Rachel Notley and Alberta's NDP. It is clear that we have faced many challenges over the last couple of years. The choices made by this current UCP government and their handling of the COVID-19 pandemic has made life very difficult for those in Calgary-Klein and for all Albertans. Many in our area are still feeling the effects from the pandemic and the terrible choices made by the UCP. Albertans deserve better. Calgary-Klein and Calgarians deserve better than the UCP. At the height of the pandemic, the sitting UCP MLA for Calgary-Klein went to Hawaii. While Albertans were asked to stay home and not visit their families, he enjoyed a tropical vacation instead of being here to help his struggling constituency. The residents of Calgary-Klein have long memories, and many of you have told me you can't forget or forgive this act of abandonment. You deserve leaders who have your interests and those of your family at the center of everything they do, like Rachel Notley and like Alberta's NDP. It is clear that Albertans can't trust the UCP. Under the UCP government, Albertans are paying more in school fees, more post-secondary tuition, more camping fees, more for insurance, more on their utility bills, and more taxes, all while oil prices are high. They have declared a balanced budget that is being balanced by crushing debts on the backs of Albertans. Since forming government, the UCP have spent their time fighting amongst themselves, fighting doctors and nurses, fighting teachers, and even their own municipal partners. That's not leadership. We know that we have a trusted leader under Rachel Notley. She leads with compassion, with competence, and she cares about our families. Rachel understands that if post-secondary costs continue to increase, our children will have to leave this province to attend college or university, and many will leave for good. I don't want that for my daughter. And I know you don't want to see your children leave Alberta either. Rachel Notley and Alberta's NDP will ensure post-secondary remains affordable, so our young people can continue to call Alberta home. Rachel and Alberta's NDP have spent their time as the official opposition, listening to what's important to Albertans, and understand the pressure families are under as bills pile up every month. Alberta's NDP understands the importance of diversifying our economy to ensure families can get ahead while we face the changing world stage. Alberta's NDP understands the importance of our public healthcare system and the importance of keeping it public. Alberta's NDP have your health as their top priority and will make sure that your family can get to the doctor when you need care. And there will be an ambulance and space in the hospital if you need it. And Alberta's NDP understands the importance of our children's education and have committed to immediately reversing the changes to the K-6 curriculum being imposed on Albertans by the UCP. Rachel Notley has committed that within 100 days of this will happen. An NDP government will launch broad, inclusive public experts, parents, academics, active teachers, and Indigenous leaders to ensure a strong curriculum for Alberta's kids. I believe that we can help Calgary-Klein thrive under the NDP, and I trust the NDP to make a brighter future for the province that leaves no Albertans behind. This is why I am pleased to seek election as your next MLA for Calgary-Klein within Alberta's NDP.
Thank you, Marilyn. I'm so excited by this. Marilyn is a former member of the Canadian Armed Forces. She's a veteran of the forces. She brings a voice for reconciliation and representation and will be the first Blackfoot woman to win a seat in the Alberta legislature. She also brings tremendous policy experience and community experience. So she brings a lot of hard work and knowledge and expertise, and I'm so looking forward to working with you, Marilyn. Okay, so we're going to move on. The next item on the agenda is Michael Mooney is going to make a call for volunteers. But I have a question before that, and this is a question for Joe. So I know that beer is a big thing for you, Joe, and you're in Calgary, Buffalo. So was it named because buffalo wings go so well with beer?
There used to be a buffalo beer at the brewery down there too. They had a buffalo head. Could be that.
Could be that. So it sounds like a lot of good volunteer activities with beer and buffalo wings. Come on.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael. I just want to say once again, let's give a round of applause to Marilyn for victory. It's an exciting time to be a member of the Calgary-Klein Constituency Association. It's an exciting time to be part of the Alberta NDP. And I'm here to make sure that Marilyn does get elected. But to do that, I need your help. I need everyone in this room's help. I need everyone watching. I need all of your help. We need people door knocking, we need people phone calling, we need people talking to their friends, talking to their neighbors to make sure that the word is out that the Alberta NDP are going to win the next election. And so I think it's super exciting. We get to introduce Marilyn as our new candidate. We get to do that tomorrow at 1 p.m. We're doing a big door knocking drive in Calgary-Klein, and it's super important that we get as many people as we can out. We need to show Klein that Marilyn is the right candidate for the job. And so I want to invite everyone to join us at Marilyn Heights School at 1 p.m. tomorrow for a big door knocking session. Now, if you've never door knocked before, it's not that scary. We have people who've door knocked plenty of times. They're there to help you. I'm there to help you. We're all there to make sure that you get the support you need. And matter of fact, door knocking is the best way to get people elected. If you knock on someone's door, that means something to them. They see you there. They're having a conversation with you. They see a real person, not someone on a phone, not a bot, not anything. It's a real person. And so once again, 1 p.m. tomorrow at Marilyn Heights School. Now, you can also volunteer by joining us at albertandp.ca/volunteer. There you can sign up, and we'll use all the help we can get. So please, please, please show up tomorrow, 1 p.m. Please sign up, and please, let's make sure Marilyn gets elected. Thank you.
And now I'd like to ask Garrett Spellacy to come forward